everyone, welcome to ET Garage. Today's video is going to be about doing something about this mess over here. Hello, I'm Eugene Tordo. This is ET Garage, and this is my garage. Anyone who's never watched this YouTube channel before, most of the time it's doing projects on the Corvette, some traveling, and other projects in the shop, in the garage, here in the garage, and my shop in the basement. Biggest problem I have is I make a mess of everything. And one big problem I have, like this tabletop here, is when I'm not using, say, my milling machine vise or my tailstock, and a bunch of other things that I don't need here, they take up room on this table. So I'm going to try and make some shelves using whatever junk I have laying around. And I'm going to take like these old, I think it's old bed frame, pieces of bed frame or whatever, and do what I can do with it and make a shelf under here. With these, this plywood, and anything else I got laying around. So that's what I have to decide. I already figured out that I'm going to have to cut this off. So I'll probably go ahead and do that. And then I got to decide whether I want to weld these on or bolt them on. This is really thin, rusty metal, actually, this tubing, even though it's pretty strong for what, strong enough for what I'm going to do. It's actually kind of thin. I could drag the welder up here and bolt it on, or I could just drill some holes and see if I have the bolts around. I don't have any bolts around. I either got to run to the hardware store and get bolts, or like I said, I could just weld it on. But anyway, let's get these cut apart and then get some measurements, get some ideas where I'm going to put them and all that good stuff. Okay, I found a bunch of these screws and nuts. Hopefully you guys can see that. And they're gonna go through here like that, right into the legs on the bench. There's already a bunch of pre-drilled holes on the legs on the bench, and these will slide right in. And I got the nuts, and I'll probably throw some washers on, and hopefully this will be good enough for what I'm gonna do. I don't feel like dragging the welder up here. If I have to, I have to. I still might do some welding anyway, but I still need to drill holes in the proper place on this in order for these to work. So I got to drill some holes and bolt these up, and then figure out what my next step is, because I'm going to have to make some type of cross brace for those plywood to sit on. So I'm going to have to find more scrap metal for that somewhere around here, I hope. If not, I'm gonna have to run out and get some. So I guess I'll get to drilling holes on this. Okay, I got those shelving brackets, or whatever you want to refer them to as, and now I need something to go across. And I went and looked in my subcellar, and I found two of the pieces of the rustiest metal that I have, and also the only ones that will be long enough that I can cut. So I got this piece of angle iron off a old bed frame, and this piece of metal, which is off looks like a signpost. And they are definitely rusty as hell, but they'll do. For what I'm using them for, they'll do. And I'm going to have to cut these suckers up in the right length and fit them under there, and then I got to cut some wood up. So let's get cutting this up, I guess. All right, there we go. We got one cross space here and another one back there. I'm just going to lay them in here for now, and then once I get the plywood cut out and put up there, it will we'll see how sturdy it is. If I don't have to bolt them or weld them, I'm just going to leave them the way they are as long as the plywood feels good on there. So let me get the what I need to cut the plywood. And this plywood I'm using is scrap pieces I've laying around. This piece and that piece with a big hole in it. So making it work, I guess I'm just gonna have to make it work best I can. Now let me get to cutting that, what I need to cut that, and we'll get that cut up. All right, hopefully you guys can see all that. Yeah, I got I actually have a lot more room in the back. Unfortunately, the plywood, those pieces, I wasn't all the way to go back all the way to the wall with the one piece. So I'm gonna have to see if I can pick up some more plywood, and then I could slide stuff all the way to the back if I have to. I prefer to keep everything up to the front, but I'm probably gonna try and pick up like an old bed frame or cheap angle iron and make another bunch of shelves over there, or at least one more shelf over there. That's going to be a little lower, and then I can stack all this stuff on and clean up all this down here some more, because it definitely needs it. But the important thing is all this area is, well, pretty much cleaned up for me anyway. Still not perfect, still got a little mess over there, but now I don't have the vise here, I don't have the tailstock here, I don't have my rotary table up here behind there anymore, and that just gives me a lot more room to work. I also have my drill bits down here too, so I don't have to, so they're out of the way, that drill bit box. And out of that plywood, this is all that's left. And what the hell did I do with that angle iron? Oh, there it is. Those pieces of rusty angle iron, that's what's left of it right there. I could have used this plate of aluminum to make a shelf, and who knows, I still might. I don't know, I just hate the waste. Even though it would be good for it, it seems like a waste. Right now it's covering a hole in this floor. Every year I say I'm going to patch that hole. I need to clean this garage floor, put my circular saw away, put my cutting tools away, my angle grinder, and my Sawzall, and call it a day. But it's all cleaned up as far as I'm concerned, at least better than it was. So I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, clean up, call it a day. In the meantime, I hope this video was somehow entertaining or informative or something. But in the meantime, yeah, everybody have a great day, and God bless.